Howdy folks, Brian Cusco here at Triple B. Today we've got Mr. Dan Muliri for you from DM Exotics. We're going to touch on the Nidovirus subject briefly, and then Dan's going to show us some of the cool animals that he had brought to that Anaheim show that seems so long ago now. You're watching Triple B TV. How you feeling? I mean, are you feeling like I'm feeling? Or?
I am tired. I'm a little bit hungry because breakfast is almost gone, and my feet hurt from yesterday.
Did you bring burritos?
Voice. I did.
You did? Oh, but not for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Dude, so do you want to start with that?
We can.
All right.
Yeah.
So, carpet pythons.
Yeah. So somebody in here is doing something with carpet pythons, and he was asking me if I could get carpet pythons from Indonesia for him, for his study or whatever it is that he's doing, whatever his project is. And he came to me yesterday and he said, I'll pay double for any more carpet pythons that you can get. I'll take them and I'll pay double. And so, of course, I'm like, I don't need double. I'm just, whatever the price is the price. I said, why? And he said that he's been acquiring carpet pythons for his study at these big expos. And he's been going around, even some really big names in here. And he didn't name names. And if I knew him, I wouldn't name him either. But, so he's been buying carpet pythons from these people, Irian carpet pythons. And before they go into whatever his program is or whatever, he tests them for Nidovirus. And he told me that 100% of those animals have tested positive. And that freaked me out. And the reason that he wants more from me is because 100% of those animals tested negative. And I just I don't know, that's a big deal. That really freaks me out. And I don't know a lot about Nidovirus, but I mean,
I don't know either.
I know it's a pretty serious issue.
Yeah, I know there's still a lot of research they're working on. Like I've heard a lot of stuff about getting false negatives, getting false positives in the same animal.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like an animal testing positive and then testing negative and then testing positive. And
yeah.
But 100% is.
But
a big
100%
number.
testing positive, then there should be some negatives in there. I mean, it sounds like a big sample group, and I don't know. That just freaked me out.
Sure. I think Naito freaks most people out when they figure out what it is and what it can do.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've said this before, but I get poo-pooed on a lot because I do business, international business, and I'm importing animals, and it's like, dude, you guys, you got to stop. You got to think about what's going on. Getting animals from an outside source is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I get it. I understand all the ethics and everything, and I totally get it. But
a lot of what you got coming in is like farm raised stuff, right?
It is. Yeah. It is, and there's some wild caught too, of course. I mean, when you're doing obscure stuff and you're trying to establish new projects in the hobby and stuff, it has to be wild caught. I mean, it has to come from somewhere. But I don't know. That information got dropped on me yesterday, and I can't stop thinking about it. That's a big deal. I just, it is. Tripping out. My brain's been kind of like, wow. But anyway.
Well, this video won't come out for a little bit, so it won't affect today's sales.
No, I don't have any Irian carpets over there. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, just something that people should be aware of.
Sure. Sure. I'll be interested to see what else comes out of whatever the study that's going on.
Yeah, definitely. So you want to talk about my Mickey Mouse ears?
I mean,
because I forgot that I had them on, but I'm sure that the audience knows what's going on my head.
Yeah. I think Apple did a great job by deciding you should wear those.
Yeah. Thanks, Apple. That's great.
So these are a product from your buddy in Costa Rica.
Yeah, for those are the people watching. We share an audience, of course. A lot of people watching, both of us. In Costa Rica, we had Herman from the Mesoamerican Rescue Center. I've slipped up a few times and said Mesoamerican Reptile Center because I don't know, it sounds good also, nice. Right? Yeah, so I've had to edit that out. I said it right this time. And so he took us around, and we went into the jungle, and he has lots of contacts, and he can put together tours and all that stuff. And he did that for us. And so he has his rescue center, and you can watch our vlog, and you can see really what it's all about. But he rescues animals. He gets calls all day and night. Monkeys and sloths, animals that are hit by cars, falling off electrical lines, electrocuted animals, babies, abandoned babies, and it's birds and it's reptiles and it's fertilants in people's houses. We did all that stuff. I filmed a lot of that stuff. And so he's here. Rami, the promoter for the show, donated a table to him. And through donations, he was able to get plane tickets and flew up here. He's staying at our house, and we're feeding him and housing him and shuttling him back and forth, to the expo. So he's here, and he's taking donations if anybody wants to offer donations, but he's selling products, and then like 100%.
So you can look as beautiful as you do right now.
Right. And I thought this was genius because we're right next to Disneyland.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And the ears, like I saw people that came obviously from Disneyland wearing the Mickey Mouse ears yesterday at the expo, which is normal. We've done shows in here, a long time ago. So, so he's doing these, and I just thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, but he's got all kinds of stuff over there. I think he has coffee. He has a lot of chocolate and little glass, not living glass frogs, but little frog sculptures made out of glass, and a lot of cool stuff over there. But he was here last year, and so Rami invited him back and donated a table. I thought that was really cool. So
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have him come over and have him talk about it in more detail.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting.
Let's take out the non-scratchy.
Oh,
well, they're both non-scratchy now, I guess.
Let's see, non-scratchy.
Dan had me hold a peach throat monitor for the first time. I didn't believe him that the nails were as pokey as he was complaining about, and I ended up eating my words. They're pretty pokey.
So we found a less pokey monitor.
Oh, that's not even a monitor. It's
nope.
so less pokey. It's got no pokies except inside the mouth.
Yeah. So this is a Barrens racer. They essentially come in 3 colors. Blue is one of the colors. They also come in green, and then they also come in brown. And a lot of animals, people gravitate towards the flashier, brighter colors, and browns are usually the least desirable color if someone were given the choice. But because the browns are so far and few between, that the browns are actually really desirable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
this
snake.
Guy's been like getting it on right here at the expo. He's been walking.
And for sale too, like whoever gets this pair, these animals are going to have eggs on the ground like probably in about 90 days. They're so prolific, they can like triple clutch if you really feed the females enough.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Triple
but
clutch.
pretty snake, their rear fang, they're supposed to actually be kind of toxic, but I haven't, aside from like feeding response type bites, they've been really calm for handling. A little bit high energy when they're warmed up. This animal's a little bit cold right now, so it's pretty chill, but they're neat animals. They're really cool, and they get big. This is a male, so it's smaller, but it's an adult-sized male, and the female is like double the size of him. So it's nice to work with colubrids that have a little bit of size and substance to them.
Sure. Yeah, colubrids can be so small. That's what I love about the indigos and Cribos. Yeah, get a little bit of size there.
Yeah. And the female, like, is so hungry all the time. She's like the only snake that will chase me as soon as I open the cage door. Like, she's trying to attack my knee and my foot and my shoe, and like she'll chase me like all the way out the room trying to eat. It's amazing. But as soon as I shut off the feeding response, and then she's totally handleable. But man, they like to eat.
This color is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It really is. See what happens before the end of the show. No, I can't. No more snakes right now. No snakes.
You'll have eggs soon on the ground. You'll be getting your money back fast. So I'm not really a monitor guy. I'm a snake guy, but occasionally we do mess around with a little bit of monitor stuff, but it's not ever for me. It's not for my collection. I just don't have time to work with lizards, but...
Yeah, I started keeping lizards for the first time in my life this year, actually.
Did you?
Just for the educational shows to have some for the kids. But
they're cool.
They're
just
super
the
cool.
requirements are a lot different.
Right.
But this is a Quints monitor, Molinas monitor. I just call them Molinas monitors because I think Quints is actually a fruit. I think it's a yellow fruit. I'm not sure, but I don't really like common names so much myself. But this is not a baby. It's just a small one. They get good size. I think these animals are going to have more and more yellow come out on them as the time goes on. But they've been eating and they're fat, and you see the base of the tail, how much meat is on there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these guys have been eating meat out of house and home.
I gotta check this little dude out.
Yeah, for sure. The nails are not like the other one.
He's got a little bit more go in him now than he did when he first came out.
Yeah, but the nails aren't as bad.
Yeah, not nearly as bad. Dude, at the first handling session with that peach throat, like it didn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
I put it down and picked it back up. For some reason, it just started really digging in, and it was...
And then you hit your hands with the alcohol gel, and it's like, oh my damn, where'd that come from?
I think that's why I do really enjoy snake. Like, there's only one spot where you got points, and it's inside the mouth.
Yep.
These guys are super cool, though. I mean, I've never kept a lizard like this, but I'd be super into it just because they're so interactive.
Yeah.
And so much personality with those eyelids and arms and legs to express themselves with.
Yeah, true. Definitely.
And you hear me right now, don't you? I see those ear holes. They look foreign to me. Foreign ear hole. It's nice, man. I think we're both equally tired. I can feel it.
My voice is so messed up. It's, because the louder it gets in here, and you have to talk even louder, because I'm being asked questions non-stop.
Right.
There's I can't sit down all day long, and I'm standing there and I'm answering questions, because we don't have the mainstream stuff that everybody knows about. We have all the obscure stuff that requires a lot of questions and answers, for care and that sort of thing. So it's a lot of questions. And I have people, this is a big show, and we have a lot of people coming out here now from the East Coast and people that have never met me before. And so, they're coming to discuss some potential business, outside, not retail type face-to-face stuff, but like some actual, importing and exporting and all that. And so there's just a lot of talking.
A lot to say.
A lot of talking.
I hear you, man. Well, I always appreciate coming sitting down with us, man.
Oh yeah,
like
always.
It would not have felt right if I came to a show and you didn't come sit down.
Right. Yeah.
So I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Every time, bro.
Yep.
Hey, Dan, always good to see you, even on video, man. I hope you're doing all right down there. I know you're getting close to your goal, so I hope that it all goes smoothly for the next few months for you, my friend. Next week, we're going to have on Mr. Rich McCole, and until then, you've been watching Triple Beat TV. Y'all take care. Stay still, hand. You can tell the end of the lizard's nose is showing how much I can't hold still.
Gee, I don't feel that shaking under normal conditions.
That is insane. I've heard some things about how the Naito, like, you get false positives and false negatives like crazy.
Have you?
I've heard that just recently. I know doing some. Well, I think it's tied in with what's doing. Like,
It might be.
It was actually because I was working with them, and they were talking about it and what they're doing. So far, they're finding that that's a thing where they're getting tons of false negatives and tons of
I know
false
those
positives.
animals can live with it.
Like, yeah, and they're having
Also-
animals that like test positive and then test negative and then test positive.
Because it shows up and then doesn't, and it's there, or I don't know.
It sounds like, I mean,
But
the
why-
point is, I think there's a shit ton more research needs to be done.
But
Like,
why are 100%? Like, if that was the case, then why wouldn't some be testing negative?
I have no idea.
Why
That's
at the
an
time when you
excellent question.
test, they all test positive? That's freaking crazy.
Yeah,
But I don't know if that's good for the hobby. It's probably not. I don't know.
I mean,
But
I don't know either.
maybe leave it out.
Okay.
But I
Alright.
just thought it was.
Well, you weren't really talking into the microphone that whole time anyway, so
I know.
now you've got a choice. you can be like, so Brian, I don't want you to put this on video, and then I won't be able to because it won't be into the microphone.
Gotcha. Well, you tell me. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but I don't know if he wants me to talk about it. But he told me that he's like, I'll pay double your price because you're the only guy I can get negative animals from.
You could talk about it without saying his name.
Naming names.
Yeah. I mean, you say a guy.
It's real. It's raw. It's real.
It's real. It's a guy. I mean,
stuff.
Yeah. Let's just if you don't want to say the name, but you are gonna need to get a little closer to the microphone.
Right.
Why are you not focusing on my face, you doof? Are we in there? Is the shirt too bright? Are we having issues? Probably.